Hey everyone, I hope you are having a good day. It is a Friday where I am. I think it's the 4th. All my days are running together. I wanted to jump on and just give a quick update about my latest surgery that I had yesterday. If you're new to my channel, my name is Rebecca, and I have been undergoing breast cancer treatment since the beginning of 2024, and I did several rounds of chemo through June, and then in July I had a bilateral mastectomy, and with the hopes that I would be able to start radiation 4 to 6 weeks after surgeries. But it hasn't happened like that. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you know I've had some pretty serious complications with healing from my from the reconstructive standpoint, I guess, reconstruction standpoint. And I have actually had, altogether now I've had 5 procedures. One of those procedures took place a few weeks ago in the doctor's office, but the surgeries that require me to go to the OR operating room and be put to sleep, this is my 4th time being in the operating room. So, I posted a video earlier this week when I found out that I had to have surgery yet again, and it was pretty emotional. I think I'm in a little bit of a better mindset right now on the other side of surgery. I just kind of wanted to tell you about how yesterday went and what we anticipate going forward. So I had my surgery yesterday. I had to be at the hospital at 6:30 to check in and go through pre-op prep, I guess. And that went okay. I was pretty emotional yesterday too. I started crying when they were trying to hook the IV up. Part of that is because I hate needles, which is, obviously not good when you're going through cancer treatments. I get poked all the time. But I also know that I'm kind of a hard stick, and I try to say that, and sometimes people listen and sometimes don't. So they had to stick me a couple of times to get the IV going. And I was just, exhausted. I'm just exhausted. And but it went well. I mean, everybody on the pre-op team, they were all very nice. They make you get changed, and they come in and ask you a bunch of the same questions over and over again. It's what they need to do. I'm okay with that. The anesthesiologist and his team came in, and he was very nice. And I actually got back into the operating room fairly quickly, which was good because the last time I had to go, they're all kind of blending together, but it doesn't always go that fast. I was put first on the schedule, and luckily I was first on the schedule. Some of my previous surgeries, I'd get bumped, or I think the longest one, I got there early in the morning, and not at 6:30, but early in the morning, and then they didn't even start surgery until 4:30. So that's a lot of waiting and time for your anxiety to grow up. But that didn't happen yesterday. I went in right away. Before surgery, the surgeon came in and looked at my surgical site incision that they were saying wouldn't heal correctly. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. But when she came to look at it, she made the comment about how it had healed even more since Tuesday when she saw me and scheduled surgery. And at this point, I'm literally hooked up, getting ready to go back. My mom jumps up and starts asking a bunch of questions like moms do, and that's okay. I think that the surgeon really felt strongly enough to say, look, even though it's healing, I think this is a good thing, but I just don't think it's strong enough to go through radiation. And so we proceeded with the surgery. I've gotten a lot of comments or statements about my decisions and continuing to go through surgery, and the comments about reconstruction, just that's not important and do that later. And I totally understand those comments. I get it. But what I will say is I've said that multiple times to the surgeon. Like if this isn't going to work, you know, why am I going to continue to put myself in this situation? And I don't necessarily get a clear answer. But what I will say is that the surgeon was very confident that this was the right decision to put in another expander and not just take it out. Probably for a couple of reasons, because if I did that, they'd have to take both expanders out. My left side has been healing the way that it needs to, and it's just this right side. And the reality is I was going to have a surgery anyways to fix it or to take them out. And the recovery for taking both of them out might be a little bit more extensive. I've heard both sides of taking them out at this point, whether or not the skin will heal with removing the expander or with just switching it out and removing more skin. I do not believe that I will do this again in the sense of getting another expander put in. So if this doesn't work, I probably will have to take everything out. But right now, it's just a decision I made. And I think we all make our own decisions, and sometimes you regret them and sometimes you don't, and you just have to give it up to God to look after you. And, you know, I know eventually this will heal. Right now, as I've said many times, my biggest fear is the fact that it's pushing back radiation. And every surgery it just does a number on you. I mean, it's hard to bounce back. And so today, after surgery, I'm kind of feeling that. I'll kind of get into that in a minute. But what ended up happening was they decided to take me back to the OR. And they took out the original. Well, it's not even the original. It's like my third or fourth expander. The third expander, I guess they took it out, and they replaced it with a smaller one. So from what I can see from the surgical notes, on my left side, I have a 13 centimeter expander, and on the right side, I now have a 12 centimeter expander. So it's not significantly smaller. I haven't looked. It's bandaged up right now. She didn't make me wear a compression bra or a surgical bra afterwards, which I'm glad. I'm glad about that. One of the things about those surgical bras is they're tight. They're meant to like compress and keep it tight, I guess, for fluid. But with all of the incisions that I have underneath, it hurts. And I've had one after every surgery. So I'm almost wondering if I'll heal a little bit better without the incision being pressed up against with the surgical bra that they put you in at the hospital. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what will happen, but I do know that I'm just wearing a camisole, and it has one of those ABD pads over it, and it's waterproof dressings, and I haven't seen any of that yet. But according to my mom and my husband and my dad, who were all in the waiting room while I was in surgery, the doctor called and said that, you know, it looks good. I handled surgery okay. What I noticed in the notes this time, in the surgical notes, is that my skin is very thin. And they haven't really put that in previous surgical notes. But they know that I think my whole family's up in arms right now about all these surgeries. And we all just want radiation to start. And she's aware of that. So, so it went well. Today let me back up a minute. After I got out of the hospital, I went to my parents' house for a little while and just slept all afternoon, which is good because I haven't really been sleeping. And I think that's from all of the anesthesia and pain meds and things like that. So I was able to sleep. I missed my daughters. Both of my daughters are on a softball team, and their first fall ball game was yesterday. And they're on the same team. It's probably the only time they'll ever be on the same team, and I missed their first game. So I was pretty bummed about that, but luckily the Little League that they play had cameras, so we were able to, my mom and I watched it online, threw it up on the Apple TV, and we were able to watch it. So that made me feel a little bit better that I could see it, because back, when my youngest daughter was playing on an All-Stars team in the early summer, and I was going through chemo and was too sick to go, I had to watch it through Game Changer, which is a little app that you watch sports on, I guess. And but it wasn't actually like a live broadcast. So this was a live broadcast. I'm very thankful for the little things because, I think one of the first things I said on Tuesday when I was told that I had to have surgery again and I got pretty upset was that it makes me miss moments with my kids. And I hate that. I can't change it, but I hate it. So luckily I was able to see, to watch them play. They both did. I was very proud of both of them. And my youngest daughter is on a travel team. So she has a tournament tomorrow, breast cancer awareness tournament. And I'm going to do everything I can to be there. It might be uncomfortable, but I want to be there to support my kids. I'm a mom. They have busy schedules, and so it makes my heart feel good to watch them and to be with them. So anyways, that probably contributed to some of my emotions on my last video. I'm just very frustrated by everything. Right now, like I said, I'm pretty sore. What she is doing every time that when I say she, I mean the surgeon, replaces an expander and removes some of that skin that won't heal, is she pulls up skin from underneath. And, they tell you that you lose sensation in your chest area once they do a bilateral. And that is true, but it's not every little inch. And so where the incisions are underneath, I still have sensation under that. So it is very sore. I mean, it's not unbearable, but it's sore. It hurts to sit up. It hurts to lay down. But I'm 24 hours out of this, so I'm expecting that. I don't like to take pain medication because it makes me loopy. So yesterday, even after surgery, I was very loopy. I'm still kind of like that. A little bit better today. I'm working from home today, just taking a little side break to film an update because I've had some folks reaching out to me, asking me how it went. Overall, I think it went well, but as we know, I won't really know anything until a week or two when I go and have checkups and all that kind of stuff. So I am scheduled to meet with my surgeon on Tuesday, and that's good. Early on in the first few surgeries of probably 3, I didn't really meet with her in the office. Now, after that third one, I did start meeting with her, and she did the excision in the office, and she wants me to meet with her on Tuesday. So that's good that I am meeting with her. So we'll see what happens. I'm just praying to God that it heals and that I'm able to go in and get radiation started. So that is a good thing. And I have an echo scheduled on the 16th to check my heart from the targeted therapy that I do. And I can't really do that when I still have like open wounds, because when they do that echo, they go all up around in your body and your chest to make sure your heart's okay. And I had to cancel the last one because because of this. So I'm hoping that we get that back and everything goes okay. So that was my very brief, I guess, 14 minute update. I appreciate all of the prayers and support, and I read them all, and sometimes I think that's why I felt like I needed to address the decision. There's been some comments like, you just need to stop doing reconstruction, you just need to go get radiation. I've had some comments about not taking traditional medicine, and I'm okay with that. As long as you don't come at me hard, my feelings won't get hurt. I think everybody makes the decisions that they feel comfortable, or as best they can, what they feel comfortable with. And I've been very honest. I'm not 100% comfortable every time I go into surgeries. And I'm hoping that this is the last one, because I'm starting to look around a little bit, but I'm hoping this is the last one and we don't have to do that. So if you're just joining me now, and this is the first video you've heard, I have several videos from the right before I started chemo. I encourage you to watch them, especially if this is something that you're going through, or you have a loved one going through. This is just the real deal on how much cancer treatment is not fun. So, but if it saves my life, I'm okay with it. So, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to. I will post updates as I can, and I try not to make them too long, but sometimes when you're talking to yourself, you talk a little bit longer than you would if you were right in front of me. So anyways, all right, I hope everyone has a blessed day, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye.